The school cafeteria buzzed with laughter. Students chatted, shared food, took selfies. In the farthest corner sat Taehyung, alone, carefully eating the rice and soup served by the school. It was his only meal of the day. Whyun walked up, her tray full of homemade lunch. Whyun, can I sit? Taehyung, softly, you always can. She placed her tray beside his and tried to hand him a dumpling. Whyun, taste this. My mom made it. Taehyung didn't lift his eyes. Taehyung, I can't take anything from you. My dad will find out. He always does. Whyun's heart cracked, but she didn't argue. Whyun, then at least let me sit here, so you don't have to eat alone. It was raining heavily after school. Whyun found Taehyung on the rooftop, soaked, staring at the sky. Whyun, you'll get sick. Taehyung, let it happen. Mom used to say rain washes pain, but it doesn't. Not anymore. He sounded empty. Whyun slowly walked closer and hugged him from behind. Whyun, I'm here. I'll stay. Let me carry a little of your pain too. That winter morning, she saw him walking in with a damp, torn hoodie. She couldn't take it anymore. That evening, she secretly placed a new hoodie in his locker with gloves and a small note. No one has to know. Just wear it, please. The next day, he didn't speak, didn't look at her. But when they passed each other in the hallway, he whispered, Taehyung, thank you for thinking I'm worth caring for. It was a regular Thursday. Taehyung hadn't eaten in 2 days. His father had taken his last paycheck, along with the small instant noodle pack he'd hidden in his school bag. His body was cold, his vision blurry. But he still showed up to school. He always did. He didn't want Whyun to worry. He didn't want anyone to know. He sat through classes in silence, head down, hand trembling slightly as he tried to write. But the words blurred, and his pen slipped from his fingers. During music period, he was helping the teacher carry some heavy boxes of instruments into the practice room. Whyun had just stepped out for a phone call when she heard the scream. Student, someone called the nurse. KIMTAEHYUNG fainted. Her heart dropped. She ran down the hall, pushing through students until she saw him, collapsed on the floor, unconscious, pale, lips dry, breathing shallow. Whyun shaking him. Taehyung, open your eyes. Please, please wake up. The nurse came rushing in, and he was carried to the infirmary. Whyun sat by his side the entire time, holding his cold hand, eyes filled with tears. Nurse, he's severely weak. Has he not been eating properly? Whyun, whispering, he only eats the free school lunch. That's all. After he wakes up, hours passed. Finally, Taehyung's eyes fluttered open. Whyun immediately leaning in, wiping tears. Tae, you scared me. Don't you ever do that again. Do you hear me? Taehyung, weakly. I single quotes, am sorry. Whyun, angry but emotional. Why didn't you tell me? You could've. I could've done something. Taehyung turned his head away. Taehyung, and then what? My father takes your money? Your food, your love. I can't. I won't let him touch anything pure in my life, especially not you. Whyun, sobbing, I don't care what he does. I just want you alive. Taehyung reached up and gently wiped her tear. Taehyung, you're the only thing I have left. Don't cry, please. She leaned down and hugged him tightly. Whyun, then promise me. No more starving. No more hiding. You'll let me help. Even if it's just sitting beside you with food you pretend you found on your own. Deal. Taehyung, closing his eyes, voice hoarse. Deal. After Taehyung collapsed and recovered, Whyun had to leave town for a few days with her parents for a family emergency. She hesitated, not wanting to leave him alone, but he had smiled faintly. Taehyung, I'll be okay. You've done enough already. Go. She kissed his forehead and left with a heavy heart. Taehyung returned home with a weak body, only to find hell waiting for him. As soon as he opened the rusted door of his small apartment, his father's harsh voice greeted him. Father, where the hell have you been? I had to drag your half-dead body from school, and now the nurse is asking for a follow-up check. You think I have money for that? Taehyung lowered his head, saying nothing. His father grabbed him by the arm roughly and yanked him inside. Father, come in. You need to meet someone. In the small living room stood a woman dressed in flashy clothes, too much makeup, and beside her, a 15-year-old girl with chewing gum in her mouth, eyes scanning Taehyung like he was dirt. Father grinning, meet Yeonji, your stepmother. And that's her daughter, Soon, your new stepsister. They'll be living here from now on, Taehyung blinked. The shock didn't fully register. Step, what? Yeonji smirking. He's skinnier than I thought. TCH. Taehyung just stood frozen for a moment, then turned away silently and walked to the corner room that used to belong to his mother. That night, the four of them sat awkwardly at the dinner table. Yeonji had cooked something overly spicy and half-burnt. Still, Taehyung forced himself to eat quietly. His body needed it. Suddenly, his father, acting overly nice, placed an extra piece of chicken in Taehyung's bowl. Father fake smile, eat up, son. Don't act like a stranger now. We're all family, right? Start calling Yeonji your mom. She's going to take care of us now. Taehyung paused. The grip on his chopsticks tightened until his knuckles turned white. He didn't look up. Taehyung cold, bitter. She's not my mom. A long silence followed. He finally raised his eyes, locked with Yoonji's smug smirk. Taehyung quiet but sharp. My mom is dead. And no one can replace her. He stood up, leaving the table, his food untouched. Father fists clenched, voice shaking. Sit down, Taehyung. But Yeonji placed a hand on his arm and whispered with a sly grin. Yeonji, let him go. He'll learn soon enough where he belongs. Taehyung closed the door to his room, heart pounding. He sat on the floor, staring at the only photo he had left of his mother. Taehyung whispering, I miss you, Mom. It's getting worse here, but I'll survive for you. It had only been 3 days since Yeonji moved in, and Taehyung already felt like a stranger in his own home. He returned from his part-time job tired, cold, and hungry. When he opened the closet in his room to change, his heart dropped. Everything was gone. His mother's neatly folded sweaters, her favorite scarf, the faded pink box with her hair clips, even the blanket she had stitched for him before passing away. All gone. Taehyung rushed out into the living room. Taehyung breathless. Where are my mom's things? Yeonji was on the couch, filing her nails lazily. Yeonji bored tone. Oh, those old rags. I threw them out. This house needed a fresh start. Don't tell me you were still clinging to those useless things. Taehyung shouting. They weren't useless. They were my mother's. Yeonji raised an eyebrow, smirking as if amused by his anger. Yeonji, you really need to grow up. Your mom's dead. Time to stop living in the past and start respecting the living. Like me, Taehyung's fists clenched, nails digging into his palm. His father entered the room, already frowning. Father, what's the noise now, Taehyung? She threw away mom's things. Father shrugging. They were old. Let it go. Yoonji's your mom now. Start acting like it. Taehyung didn't say anything. He just stared at the floor, body shaking. He walked back to his room slowly, collapsed onto the floor, and pressed his forehead against the empty spot where his mother's things used to be. I'm sorry, Mom. I couldn't protect even your memories. Scene 8. Wyon notices it had only been 4 days, but to Wyon, it felt like weeks. As soon as she returned from her family trip, she rushed to school. Her eyes scanned every corner of the hallway until she found him leaning against the railing near the staircase, backpack slung low. Wyon cheerfully, yeah, KIMTAEHYUNG. Didn't miss me at all. Ha, Taehyung turned, surprised. A small smile formed on his lips, but it didn't reach his eyes. Taehyung, you're back. Wyon immediately noticed it. His clothes, the same ones from last week. His scarf missing, his face tailor, eye sunken. A small cut near his jaw, and worst of all, He wasn't meeting her gaze like he usually did. Why softly, Tae? What happened, Taehyung? Nothing. I'm just tired. Didn't sleep well. Why? Narrowed her eyes. Why? You always say that when something's wrong. Look at me, please. Taehyung slowly looked up, and the second their eyes met, her heart cracked. There was something there, pain, confusion, and something he was desperately trying to hide. She stepped forward, gently cupping his face. Why? That's a lie. You're hurting. Did your father? He didn't answer. He just lowered his head again, resting his forehead against her shoulder. Taehyung muffled whisper. She threw everything out. My mom's things, my blanket, her photos. Everything, Wyan froze, then gently wrapped her arms around him. Wyan voice trembling. I swear, Tae, I swear I'm going to fix this. You won't have to suffer alone anymore. They stayed like that for minutes, just holding each other while students passed by, pretending not to notice. But Wyan's eyes, they were full of fire now. Someone had messed with the wrong boy, and Wyan wasn't letting it slide. The moment Wyan saw the bruises on Taehyung's arms and heard how Yeonji had erased his mother's memory from their home, something inside her snapped. She didn't care about being polite anymore. She didn't care about getting in trouble. She just wanted to protect him. That evening, Wyan showed up at Taehyung's house. She knocked once, then pushed the door open. Wyan storming in, Yeonji lounging on the sofa, looked up slowly, sipping her tea with a smug expression. Yeonji mocking tone. Oh look, the little girlfriend came charging in. Shouldn't you be doing homework, sweetheart? Wyan furious. You threw out his mother's belongings. Hit him, treat him like garbage in his own house. Yeonji smiling cruelly. He is garbage, just like his dead mom. That boy has no use except bringing in pity money. Wyan raised her hand, but stopped herself. Instead, she spoke through clenched teeth. Wyan, you don't deserve the title of mother. You're just a parasite feeding off someone else's pain. Just then, Yoonji's expression changed. From mocking ... to wicked, she picked up her phone and walked to the mirror. And then slapped her own face, hard, again and again. Red marks gleamed across her skin. Yeonji screaming, help! Taehyung and his girlfriend hit me. They tried to attack me. Taehyung's father burst in, eyes wide. Father, what the hell is going on here? Yeonji sobbing dramatically. They came into my house. Disrespected me. She slapped me. He pushed me. I was just trying to be a mother to him. Wyan, what? She's lying. I didn't. Taehyung stood silently behind Wyan, jaw tight. But his father didn't even pause to think. Father to Taehyung, yelling, so this is who you are now. Raising your hand on women, on your mother. Taehyung, she's not my mother. Father, get out. Both of you, right now. I don't ever want to see your face again. You're not my son anymore. A silence fell. Wyan looked at Taehyung, horrified. Ready to argue, but then Taehyung laughed. A broken, tired laugh. Taehyung quietly, good, saves me the trouble of pretending. He grabbed Wyan's hand and turned around. As they walked away from the house, Wyan started crying softly, Wyan hugging him tightly. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come. I ruined everything. Taehyung gently wiping her tears. No, love. You didn't. You stood up for me when no one else did. He pulled her into his arms, burying his face in her shoulder. Taehyung whispers, he'll regret it one day. But by then, I'll be far away with you.